Hey everybody, Tony D, Little Jones in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant for Vicious Fun, um, a 80s thriller movie, I guess you'd call it. It's more like a dark comedy. The premise is a group of serial killers have a support group, and a guy stumbles upon it, and the serial killers decide to go bananas and kill everybody in the police station where the kid ends up to get him. It's not a bad concept. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description, including the Pineys, books 1 through 8. Now, 8 books. The 8th book has dropped. There it is, right there. Check it out on Amazon.com. Kindle Unlimited is free. So, this is a concept that I toyed with. This was a similar concept I tossed out because at the end of it, I realized I couldn't make it work the way I did it. But these guys kind of got an interesting take on it. It's more of a funny movie. It's more of a comedy. Mine wasn't. And part of it, I just felt it was too close to. Neil Gaiman did a story in Sandman like this. It was very similar. It was a group of serial killers that come for a convention, and then they start murdering together. But that one was. It was more. It was a little bit fun, but it wasn't meant to be a comedy. It was more serious. This is definitely an '80s comedy, where all these serial killers get together as a support group to talk about their various crimes and what they're into. And this kid stumbles into it because he got drunk at the bar and he passed out and then woke up and ended up in the support group. And he tries to get out when he realizes what it is, but he can't. And they catch him, and then he gets away. And I think this girl here is the quote good serial killer who only kills guys who are like messing with her. That maybe she's based after the Charlize Theron character, which was a real person. So these guys, he ends up at the police station, and then the cops realize that they're protecting him from these guys, and then they all decide to kill all the cops and work together. And what's the name from Anchorman is in it. He's pretty good. So yeah, this could be funny. I think this works better as a comedy because it's such a ridiculous premise. Serial killers are normally extremely mentally ill, and they have their own deal. They're typically extremely caught up in their own mental illness, and they working together. It's not a fun thing for them. They're sick. But as a comedy, this can work because you could suspend your disbelief more. So it's called Vicious Fun, and it takes place in 1983. So the music's very like 1983. The clothes are like that. You got a guy in one of the serial killers is in a members only jacket, if you remember those. Let's see, who wrote this thing? Written by James Villeneuve, and directed by Cody Callahan. That's a name I can pronounce. Let's see, the cast, not recognizing any of the cast, but David Koechner. Koechner, is that how you say that? He's the only one I recognize from Anchorman. So this works as a comedy for me, at least in this trailer, because and Shudder is involved with it. So they're not normally they're normally straight up horror. So between that and the '80s, you've got a good mix of like fun elements that you can make this work. And I suspect that the female serial killer is actually kind of a good guy because she has more of a code, and she's only killing other horrible people, which again probably only works in a comedy. It's not going to work in a serious movie. But the rest of them are just total psychopaths, but they're funny because they're over the top and allows the actors to play these big crazy characters that do crazy things. So I can see this working. Yeah, I could see myself watching this. Is there any more data on it? When the hell? No, don't know where it drops. Like, why isn't that in every trailer on the internet when the movie drops? See, he's got a very Marty McFly look, doesn't he? It's not quite the same, but it's pretty damn close with the denim jacket and the vest over it. I don't even think Back to the Future had come out until '85, but it's kind of funny. And here's one of the guys talking about its various things. So yeah, and this is the woman who kills this guy, who's like a crazy John who picks her up. So if I had to map this one out, first act, it's all set up. You don't know these guys are serial killers yet, but a bunch of strange people are starting to arrive. The kid passes out, in a closet or somewhere in the bar. He ends up stuck in the place. They end up closing for this meeting because the serial killers obviously have to be careful, and they miss him. So they miss him in the sweep, and then he wakes up and stumbles into their meeting, and at first he thinks it's a joke or a play or something. He doesn't quite know what it is, but then he begins to realize that they're serious and that he has to get out of there. It looks like the serial killers, though, confront him and figure him out, but somehow he gets away. And eventually ending up at the police station somehow. I think he gets himself arrested. And then the serial killers, that would probably be, the first act is probably the setup mostly, and then the serial killers, he realizes they're serial killers. The second act is he's trying to get out of there, and in the process he needs to get himself arrested. The serial killers eventually figure him out, but he gets arrested and taken away before they could stop him. Stop the cops. The cops take him to the police station, and then serial killers decide, no, we're going to go in there. We're going to just kill everybody. And so then it's the kid and possibly the female serial killer who maybe just doesn't like the other ones, teams up along with some of the cops, and they just kill these guys. So this is the guy in the members only jacket who probably, this is probably them finishing him off at the end. See, here he is with the jacket. So yeah, sign me up for some vicious fun. I would assume it drops. It feels like a good summer movie, doesn't it? Kind of like dark, but like goofy summer movie. It's certainly a comedy, with David Koechner in it. I would watch it. I would watch it totally. I would certainly catch it. That would be a double yes on the rental. I'll definitely rent this. If it's in theaters, I might go see it. Yeah, it'd be perfect, 90. It would have to be a tight 90, though. Tight 90 minutes, 95 at the most. Any further than that, it's just going to get tiresome. So, yeah, vicious fun, it's called. All right, and that's it for me, Tony D. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble. Me and Little Joan have more bass takes, including a Hollywoke hot take and a news blast. If you missed the live stream, I had to do it yesterday because I did a comic book convention, which went very well. Hear about that in the other videos, and we'll see you in the next one.